have, because we talked extensively about, um, whether it's the Game of Thrones or, Lord of the Rings being adapted, like the Prime show, and
Hmm.
how things didn't go the way we thought they would go.
Oh,
Um,
I mean,
what do you?
we no, we knew, and I say we collectively as a human body. I mean, everyone not involved with the show knew it was going to be trash. Rings of Power. So yeah,
I
we
I defend Rings of Power.
no,
You have a
no.
Rings of Power defender on the podcast. I will
That's
defend it with my
awesome.
life.
That is actually awesome because we haven't run into anybody who actually liked it, and if we did, I murdered them. They don't.
This
They're
is
dead. They're
this is our
gone.
Galadriel and Halbrand.
Yes, this
That's
alleged
awesome.
alleged murders, alleged.
Alleged murders in the building.
Yes.
Um, and so that, and again, Game of Thrones. Yeah. I definitely had issues with the adaptations, and I will say it differently for both shows because they were adapted differently. But I feel like Rings of Power didn't really have any plan. It was just like and make a show, and uh what's it called again? Games of Game of Thrones.
House of the Dragon.
How's
Rain. Okay,
yeah,
House of the
that?
Dragon. There was plan there. There was a lot of plan that, again, I don't necessarily think it was successful, but a lot of other people do. I think one of the successful things was that it came out at the same time as Rings of Power, and a lot of people didn't like Rings of Power, and so they were like, "Oh my God, this new Game of Thrones show is amazing." And I was like, "Okay, but did you guys read the book? Because like." But I feel like there kind of is a formula sometimes when it comes to adaptation, and I feel like some of the most successful things are it's not about necessarily staying true to the source material unless your source material was just like so flawless. And like there's things that can be said in Tolkien's writings where Tolkien may have maybe like errors in his writings, like things that are contradictory or whatnot. However, he put so much effort into creating this universe, this legendarium, that I'm not saying that the adaptation is easy because some people say he's a tedious writer. And so to make something that is very true to what he, does in his books is a difficult thing. However, the idea is really bringing the sentiment and bringing the thematic story, which is really what he was doing. I mean, this is a person who went to war and returned from war and actually created characters that had a lot to do with his experience in war. Like Thranduil is really the ultimate PTSD survivor. And it doesn't get talked about enough though. Like people be like, "Oh, that asshole dude who was mean to Legolas." Whatever, Legolas is stupid. Like no, no, I'm just saying like there are elements to making a really good adaptation that could be followed and could be seen as formula, but one of the bigger things is just making sure that you are thematically in line with your source material. Even if you call out maybe some of the things that are problematic, that's okay, but you are at least still utilizing source material, and so that people understand, people know that this is what you're doing, and then you're relaying it in a way through the proper medium and making something interesting that people want to see. It's a problem when you have characters who are supposed to go on a specific arc, the hero's journey, the hero, the anti-hero, the protagonist, the antagonist, things like that, and then you completely dismantle them and have them travel some different direction that you as a director, creative team are choosing, and it doesn't fall in line with anything. And you're like, well, is this an adaptation, or are you just using somebody's IP so that you can create a show and you've got lots of money to do it? And so that was one of the